Welcome to the Insomnia Project. Sit back, relax, and listen as we have a conversation about the mundane, the ordinary. One thing we can promise is that our conversation will be less than fascinating, so you can feel free to drift off. Thank you for joining us. We hope you will listen and sleep. I'm your host, Marco Timpano, and joining me, we have a special guest, Mireille Gelinas. Welcome to the Insomnia Project.
Thank you for having me.
We're broadcasting this or recording this podcast from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I was trying to get to Red Deer to record a podcast there. But unfortunately, my flight arrived late and I wasn't able to make the connection that I needed to make in Red Deer. And I had all the equipment with me, and I was very fortunate that Mireille said she would jump in and record an episode with me. So I am so grateful, and it's so lovely to have you on today's podcast. Now, Mireille, you and I, first of all, it's both our first time in Edmonton.
It is.
And I don't know what you expected to see when you came from Edmonton. But I had been to Calgary before, and so I was expecting to see mountains and to see, I don't know what, but Edmonton's not like that at all.
It's not.
What's interesting is you picked me up from the airport, and do you remember when we were driving what you said to me?
Yeah.
If you could just tell our listeners.
That there was nothing really exciting that we were going to see.
And then you pointed out this one hill, and you said that's the only hill that I found in Edmonton because it's
so flat. It's just so flat.
I certainly wasn't expecting that.
No.
But what I was really pleasantly surprised with is how warm and lovely and welcoming the people of Edmonton are.
Definitely.
Did you find that?
It's true, yeah.
We had a chance to go out the other night and grab a bite to eat. Yeah. And both you and I ordered the French onion soup.
Yeah.
So we got to talking about soups.
Yes.
And you're a big fan of soup.
Yeah.
Describe what makes a great soup for you.
To me, definitely a soup has to be comforting. I think that's the whole point of soup. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like there's a soup for every season, for every occasion.
Sure.
Every soup comforts you in a different way.
Right.
What got us talking about soup was that onion soup we both were craving for because we needed that warm feeling, but also that good taste.
What makes a good onion soup for you? Or I should say, what makes a great French onion soup? And you're from Montreal, and your background is French.
Yeah.
So, and I'm from Toronto. We're both doing this podcast from Edmonton. So we're really bridging parts of Canada.
Definitely.
Here. But describe to me what makes a great French onion soup.
I think we both agreed that the broth is really important. It has to be thick, has to be flavorful. Not only the herbs, but also I feel like sometimes they put some white wine or some alcohol in it.
Right.
Which gives it flavor. I feel like the one we had was not that flavorful.
How important is the cheese in your French onion? Because I felt the one we had the other day didn't have enough cheese.
It has to have plenty of cheese.
For me, it has to be when you put your spoon in, by the time the spoon goes from your soup to your mouth, there should be a string of cheese that is following you from the soup bowl to your mouth.
Definitely.
And along that string of cheese should be dripping French onion soup onto my lap. That's how I feel.
I totally agree. There should be cheese in every bite.
Exactly. And what about the bread or the croutons? Is that important for you?
It is very important. I think it has, of course, it's going to get wet.
Sure.
Because it's in the soup, but it has to be not too moist, just still a bit crispy.
It can't be soggy. It can't fall apart. It has to have some texture to it, right? You know, it's interesting because a French onion soup doesn't have many ingredients in it.
No?
So you'd think it would be relatively easy.
Simple.
And yet, so many places just don't do it right. What's another soup that you really like?
I like every kind of soup, I think. My brother is a big soup fan as well. So every time he would make something to eat or receive people for Christmas, for any occasion, he would make soup for as the entree, right?
What soup does your brother do really well? And should we mention who he is in case he's listening and give him a little shout out?
So my brother is Laurent. He makes amazing butternut squash, ginger. It's his favorite. He's been perfecting the art of that soup for a long time.
Really? What does he do that makes that soup? Because I can see your eyes light up when you mention the soup. What does he do that makes this soup so great?
I've never actually watched him through every step because that's just his specialty. But I can say he never makes it the same way because he's really trying different stuff every time. That's just how he cooks. Every time he's going to try a new ingredient, a new way of doing it. So it's always surprising. Sometimes it's way too thick. It's more of a puree than a soup. So we make fun of it.
Well, you know, I hope one day I get a chance to try Laurent's soup. I know he's in northern Quebec, right?
He lives in northern Quebec.
So who knows? Maybe one day the podcast will end up going there, and I can have some of Laurent's soup. So Laurent, if you're listening, get ready to make some soup for us. Now, here's something that I found very interesting the other day when we had our French onion soup. Did you notice that the spoon? It seemed more like a. What would you describe?
I think you called it a shovel. It was very appropriate.
It was the weirdest thing.
I've never seen one like that.
Because I like my cutlery to have a classic shape to it. So the soup, the soup spoon tends to be very circular.
Very circular.
And in particular for French onion soup, which has pieces of onion, should have cheese, bread, you need a spoon that's going to be able to hold that. This one here, it kind of had more of a shovel meets a spade kind of feel to it. I didn't enjoy using that.
No, it was not easy using it because the end of it was kind of squarey. It was not a spoon to me.
No. It seemed like something you would use to scoop sugar out of a sugar bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird. What's your favorite cutlery to use? Is there a spoon or fork or something that is your favorite? Because I'll tell you what my favorite is.
I think it's funny because recently I came across the history of cutlery, and I think the fork was the first one. No, the knife definitely was the first one to exist. But then I think it was the fork and then the spoon. So there's one you need more than the other, obviously.
Sure.
For me, I think it's the fork.
Okay.
But
tell me something interesting that you read in that book about cutlery.
Can't remember. That's the thing. Sometimes you read stuff, you come across articles and everything, and you don't remember where they came from or what did they say. So I don't remember.
Okay, no problem. My favorite utensil is, and I don't know if I've mentioned this on a previous episode, because I'm sure Nidhi, who's in Toronto right now and lamenting that she's not here with us, is probably going to say to me, Marco, you've mentioned this already, but I think it's worth mentioning again. It's the grapefruit spoon. Now, you know the grapefruit spoon has a little serrated or like spiky ends to it. which allows you to dig it right into the grapefruit, especially if you section it off. And I think it serves such a unique and specific purpose. It has such an interesting look to it that it's my favorite utensil.
It's funny that you say that, because we had some at home when I was growing up, and it would scare me.
Oh, really?
That grapefruit spoon, because we would use it very
rarely.
Rarely. So it was kind of, I'm not gonna say rusty, but I mean less shiny than the other ones who would go through the dishwasher every day. So I was always wondering, what was that utensil? What was it for? And kind of scared me with all these spiky things.
Isn't that funny? We had an interesting utensil, and as a child, I was always fascinated by it. And it was a little hook-like utensil. And so I would ask my mom, what is that used for? And it was for, and it's funny, I should mention this because you're French, for escargot, to remove it from the shells. And so for those listeners who don't speak French and might not know what escargot is, it's snails. So it was a utensil used for taking the snail protein out of the actual shell. And I guess that's not used very often anymore because the escargot that I've had, they're out of the shell already, which is a shame because it indicates to me that they could be from processed, a can or processed or whatnot. You mentioned herbs before and how your brother Laurent uses certain herbs. What's your favorite herb?
It's very difficult to say, because then again, everything has a specific purpose. So there's some recipes you eat that if you're missing that specific herb, it won't be good. It won't taste the same. I think I'm gonna go with basil, because that's the most worldwide. You can put it on anything, it will improve the taste.
You can even put basil, I don't know if you've had this, people are doing now, they'll get water and they'll put it in a jug. And then I think it's called infusing with different vegetables and herbs. And I've seen basil in a lot of these waters with citrus or with other herbs. It seems to be an extremely versatile herb.
I've done the actual leaves you're talking about, the basil leaves. I've done it in some sort of drinks, sangrias or whatever. Basil, strawberries, it's really good together. Just infused in some water, gin, whatever. It's really good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mom, Dad, I'm not throwing shade, but the whole New Year's resolution thing, kind of slipping, no offense. Anyway, my best friend Jenny's dad, crushing it. He uses Blue Apron. He says he ordered one-pan assemble and bake meals and these things called meal kits. They're all super easy to make. He keeps yelling, protein and fiber, baby. Also, the food, we tried it. So good. So maybe check it out or whatever. Blue Apron. Get $50 off your first 2 orders plus free shipping with code STIR50. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
To tip off this NBA season on FanDuel, you can choose your own rewards, which means you can play your game any way you want.
I get to choose my rewards?
Yep.
Great! Now, excuse me while I lock in.
All customers choose your own reward right now in the FanDuel app. 21 plus and present in select states. 18 plus in Kentucky. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirement, and max wager amount. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I love a simple salad with basil, tomato, and cheese.
Exactly.
A little bit of olive oil. And both you and I like our freshly ground pepper to be a coarser grind.
Exactly.
I hate it when it's that just powdery pepper or like the pepper that comes
crunchy. You taste it.
We have been traveling across Canada for the last little bit, you and I. Do you have any travel routines that you have when you go into a different city or a hotel room that is something that you like to do as soon as you get there? What is your routine, let's say?
I really like to unpack because you don't really feel at home in a hotel room. So you need to get like your stuff out of that suitcase, especially when you're gonna stay there for a while. When it's only for a few nights, I don't bother getting everything out and then in too much trouble.
Sure. So do you keep it in the suitcase? Okay.
But then if I'm gonna stay for a week, I really put everything into place.
Sure.
I use the drawers. I use everything, but then I don't have any like specific thing I do. But I know you do with your diffuser you've talked about.
Yes,
before.
I have. We talked about on a previous show the diffuser that I use, the little drops from Sage, that store that we both like. I also found that recently I discovered that you can buy little spray bottles of alcohol. So now I travel with one. And what I do is I take that little spray bottle as soon as I go into the hotel room and I spray every little knob or light switch or remote control for the television. I spray it down with this alcohol. I let it sit there for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then I'll take one of the face towels from the hotel and I'll just wipe it all down, and then I'll put that face towel to be cleaned and not use it again. But then once I do that, I feel so much more at ease. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think I should start doing that.
Wow,
smart.
there you go.
It's very smart. Then you feel more at ease because you don't think about it after all the bacteria is in my
Right. It's a nice way to sort of make the place yours. I also like to have my own soap.
I do that too.
Do
yeah.
you? So you bring your soap from...
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because then in hotels, you never know. It's always like, I won't say cheap, but not that much of quality products. For the shampoo, for the soap, or everything. Yeah.
And sometimes they're small. Like I find the soaps to be very small in size.
Not easy to use, yeah.
Exactly. I like to have a bar of soap that I can really hold on to. A big, thick...
bar of soap.
Manly, I guess, is a word I use, even though like my wife uses it. It's not in any way gender specific, but I just like a big bar. What do you look for in your soaps and shampoos?
I also like a big bar. I've had very dry skin problems recently, so I've started using the Dove soap, but like the white one with nothing in it, no scent, no nothing.
And that works for you?
And it does work well for me, so that's the one I've been using since then.
It's interesting. That's the one that you see on commercials that they use a pH strip and they say the Dove bar is the purest and the cleanest. So you find it works really well.
It does. I actually didn't think Dove products were that good. I was going with more natural stuff.
Right.
Like handmade soaps and everything. But I went to a dermatologist who recommended that to me and said it's even better than all the natural ones. So
you're a big fan of the Dove?
I'm a big fan of it, so I've been traveling with it. I feel it's very important also as part of a routine to have your own products. Makes you feel at home.
Your shampoos, what do you look for in a shampoo or a conditioner?
Very natural stuff for that. Yeah. So no like fake products or whatever. I really look into the ingredients. I have one with essential oils and it's really good.
And what oils are they? What scents are they?
I think it's a mix of rosemary and some like that. It's really good because I feel then again that everything they provide at the hotel just leaves you dry.
Right. And I think that's a great tip for our listeners.
Yeah.
From people who like us who have traveled quite a bit. It's these little sort of travel tips. And Mireille, it's interesting because our program is listened to not only by people who are trying to find their way to sleep, but it's also listened to people who are on airplanes who want to relax. So if you are traveling, one way to make yourself feel a little bit more at home is to bring some of these products from home that make you feel like you're
you have something to remember from home.
And a product that you enjoy using or that is good for your skin is definitely something you want to take.
Yeah.
This leads me to something that I meant to say on a previous podcast that I haven't. We received a review on iTunes, and I just want to take this opportunity to read the review.
Oh, yeah.
It is from W. Janae.
Okay.
And this person says about the Insomnia Project. This isn't a podcast that is so completely boring it will put you to sleep, but rather one that is so soothing it will put you in such a chilled state of being to the point where after an episode is done you will feel inspired to be still and rest. The hosts purposely, I assume, the hosts choose topics that are seemingly mundane and purposely, I assume, not overly intellectually stimulating. The thing is, listening to them speak in gentle tones and share their genuine thoughts on experiences is really enjoyable to listen to. It doesn't feel dumbed down. While I was drawn to this podcast because it seems like a novelty, I've subscribed to it because I think the concept is brilliant and Marco and Nidhi host well together. So that's the review we got, which is a stellar review, and I want to thank, thank you. I want to thank Janae for that, W. Janae, I should say. We certainly don't dumb it down, but we try to just talk about.
Yeah, I feel like it's exactly what this podcast is. Very well described.
Oh, well, thank you, Mireille. I don't mean to bring this up to get, pat myself on the back or get compliments. I just wanted to acknowledge our listener who put that review, and I invite our listeners to subscribe on iTunes as well to write a review. We always love hearing from our listeners. Mireille, so before we recorded the podcast, I made you a tea.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think.
It's very good. It's very good. I love tea. Especially this one is a rooibos and Earl Grey. I've never tried that mix before, but I love rooibos, so I think it's a good mix. Yeah.
And you take your tea and your coffee black. You don't. Is that how you say it in French? Like how do you say if a person doesn't take anything in their tea?
Noir.
Noir. So you do say black. And it's interesting. Nidhi, who's not here, my co-host, is from Montreal.
Okay.
And I often refer or lean on her for French words whenever we happen to say them, right? But she is an English speaker who also speaks French. But she'll often look at me and say, Marco, sometimes you ask me very complicated things, and either it takes me a moment to recall them or it's beyond the scope of, what you remember. So now I think I'm going to have to call on you when we need translations. I hope you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
That's a beautiful scarf you're wearing.
Thank you.
Where did you get it from?
So that's a funny. My uncle brought it back for me from India. So he's actually a second language teacher.
Oh.
He teaches French to people who come from other countries. He does have a lot of Indian students, so he does teach in Montreal. So then he figured he should have a trip to India,
right?
To learn more about their culture. So that's what he did, and then he brought us back a couple scarves, and we had to pick one from all the scarves he brought back. And my mom couldn't decide, so she had two, and I got that one.
Tell me about a moment that you recall fondly of this particular uncle, and what is his name?
His name is Stefan.
We're getting to know your whole family on today's podcast. We say a special hello to your Uncle Stefan, but tell me.
My Uncle Stefan is much younger so he's the brother of my mom. He's much younger than her. He was born when she was 12 years old, so she's always been like a mom to him. So
was Uncle, what do you call him, first of all?
Do you call him Stefan?
You don't call him Uncle in French, you just call him Stefan?
Yeah, because to me, he never was like old enough to be my uncle. He was like in between.
I see. Okay. I have a couple of young uncles as well. So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Continue, please.
Oh no, so the memories I have from him, we always have like these deep conversations. I really like to learn about the people you deal with every day. I think it's very interesting what he does. He's really helping people to integrate and to feel comfortable in this new society they come in. So I think it's very admirable. So, yeah.
So, well, I think it's important that we say a special, salute to your brother Laurent, your uncle Stéphane. I think we should say hello to your parents too, not to leave them out. If you want to, please feel free to say something to them.
Yeah, my parents, I have a very good relationship with them. To me, they've always been more of friends than parents.
Okay.
We really understand each other very well, get along. They never had, I've never been in that phase where I hated them.
Sure.
They've always been
There's still time.
Nice. There's still
I'm kidding.
How is your relationship with your family, your parents?
It's interesting. So, my sister is 7 years younger than me, and growing up, when she was born, I was very proud to have a baby sister. And then growing up, we had a bit of a tumultuous kind of relationship because she was so much younger. And then once she got married and moved on her own and had kids, our relationship really grew strong. And I call her every single day and I talk to her. And if you would have told me that when I was in my teens, I never would have believed it. Well, Mireille and your entire family, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast today here in Edmonton and having a delightful conversation with me. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you. Always delightful conversation with you.
And I will say, merci beaucoup.
Merci.
As always, the Insomnia Project is produced by Drumcast Productions, and we're broadcasting today from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.